Caregiving can sometimes feel like an impossible struggle. Caregivers may be torn between taking care of loved ones and trying to maintain balance in life. The good news is that it doesn't have to be that way. The Caring Generation with host Pamela D Wilson is here to focus on the conversation of caring. You're not alone. In fact, you're in exactly the right place to share stories and learn tips and resources to help you and your loved ones. So now, please welcome the host of The Caring Generation, Pamela D Wilson.
This is Pamela D. Wilson, caregiving expert, speaker, consultant, and guardian of the Caring Generation. Thank you for joining me for this week's show. If you find this podcast helpful, please like it and follow it on your favorite podcast app. Your participation through likes and follows helps the show reach more people worldwide looking for hope, help, and support for their health, or as a caregiver for aging or elderly parents, spouses, and other family members. If you have a question or an idea for your future program, go to PamelaDWilson.com. Click on the Contact Me button and complete the caregiver survey or the contact form to schedule a one-to-one consultation with me. And if you want to learn more about my professional background and the support I offer for caregivers and people managing health concerns, look in the show notes for this podcast where you will find plenty of links to pages on my website, PamelaDWilson.com. Welcome to episode 199 of year 6 for the Caring Generation podcast. This year's format is Take 15. Actionable tips and helpful insights in about 15 minutes, give or take a few minutes. This week's discussion is when to worry about aging parents' health. The health worries of aging parents can be a concern for adult children moving ahead with their lives. While early health problems can be manageable, noticing signs of parents going downhill can help caregivers be proactive in dealing with parents' declining health. If you are a person with a health concern, you can feel like you are in an equally challenging position. You do your best every day, only to have a new health issue that you didn't expect to crop up that you now have to deal with. Being a caregiver and a person with health problems has its own set of day-to-day challenges. During this program, I will share 3 things for you to think about. Number 1, early warning signs of health problems that anyone can miss or not see as important until 1 month, 3 months, a year from now, or more. Number 2, tips for dealing with the emotional worries and the losses associated with being a caregiver or a person with health problems. 3, how to deal with declining health, yours or the health of a loved one. Let's start with early warning signs that may not initially appear as health problems. These are for all of us. Any change in habits, personal interests, positive or enjoyable routines, or our mental state can be an early warning sign. Change in routines is especially important for caregivers who give up their time to care for other people. As a caregiver, you used to go to the gym, and now you don't. You used to spend time with friends, and now you don't. You used to be healthy. Now all you're doing is driving through fast food restaurants or eating food out of a box. Maybe you're stressed out, so you're drinking more, eating more, gaining weight, or using substances. Being a caregiver is stressful. It's easy to pass by good habits and pick up other habits that may not be so good for you. You may not notice any difference in your life for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. At some point, you will notice. You are tired all the time. You have headaches, stomach aches, rapid heartbeat. Relationships that you have with other people used to be easy. They are now difficult. Maybe your work life or your family life is suffering. You look back and you wonder, what happened to the person I used to be? You may be more resentful or angry about throughout parts of your life, including being that caregiver. A similar experience can happen to people with health problems who have been healthy all their lives. You trip and injure yourself, so you're not as active as you once were. You think that injury will heal itself, so you don't go to the doctor to get it checked out. Then you have more difficulty going up and downstairs. You go out to the grocery store. You become out of breath more easily. And now you always feel tired. Instead of being curious to figure out what's happening, the easier thing to do is less and less. Over time, doing less has a major effect on your life. You get out of the habit of going to clubs or groups that you used to love. Friends call and invite you places and you're no longer interested. Instead, your mood becomes more negative. You worry. You might sit around all day and watch TV. You become isolated. Your world and your sphere of friends becomes smaller. For caregivers and persons experiencing health challenges, remaining physically or socially active and engaged with family and friends and hobbies, it takes work. What changed in your life that resulted in the current situation? That change can impact your health and well-being. For caregivers, it was likely a shift in your routine to care for someone else that takes more time. For persons with health problems, your health has changed, and maybe you weren't proactive in figuring out why. The good news is that if you are here and recognize the concern, you can change it. The next thing, number 2, now that you've recognized a problem, you want to learn how to deal with and cope with the emotional aspects of these changes that mean your life's not where you'd like it to be, that there may be parts of your life that are going downhill. There may be days when getting out of bed is your greatest accomplishment. How can you keep going when the going gets tough? If you are a caregiver, doing a little or lot, you can actually become dependent on the thought that someone else needs your help, that they can't do without you, that they can't or won't get better or improve. While this may be true for some people with very advanced health conditions, what if your thoughts and conversations with the person you care for change to saying something like this? Mom or Dad, I'm helping temporarily with the intention, with the goal that you want to maintain or improve your health so that you don't need my help on an ongoing basis. I'm not here to help you do less. I'm here to motivate you to do more. Helping others, empowering others to do their best helps caregivers do the same. These conversations of temporary helping and expectations of others to participate in improving or getting better don't happen often enough. Think about the place you work. Employees are expected to do their jobs, be good team members, and continuously grow, learn, and improve. Why should anyone be different in their personal lives, in relationships, and in health? Everyone has the power to be curious, to be a lifelong learner, be kind to others, and set boundaries around things you don't want in your life. Self-care is a priority. Health care is a priority if you want to live an older and happier and active life. It's easy to be sucked into the problems of the world and the drama of other people. Their drama does not have to be your drama. Watch where you place your mental energy and your thoughts. You can focus on problems, on worries, on negative thinking, or you can focus on problem solving, continuous learning, and growing, and bringing good things into your life. You can choose to be peaceful, happy, healthy in your actions and thoughts. Number 3, let's talk about how to deal with declining health. You may be a caregiver watching a parent's health go downhill. You may be the person with one health problem after another. Neither position is easy because both can be filled with worry, loss, and grief. All you can do is your best. Each day, you can start over and determine what your best day looks like. From a mindset and emotional perspective, does my best look like doing everything I can today to be healthy, think healthy, and do healthy activities? Does my best look like being kind to a spouse, aging parent, or grandparent who might be suffering? Have I set boundaries for myself about what this looks like? Have I set goals for myself for today? For example, as a caregiver, I will do only what my loved ones cannot do for themselves. I will be encouraging and positive. I will listen to their complaints and will remind that complaining has no positive outcome. Complaining without action to resolve the concern only leads to more negativity. As the person who needs care, I will do what I can mentally and physically to make this the best possible day, even if I am limited due to a lack of energy or not feeling my best. What bright spot can I create today in my life that will make me happy, that will make me smile? The other part of the mental and emotional aspect of declining health is to recognize the challenges posed by frailty, failure to thrive, and geriatric syndrome. If you're listening to this podcast, the page on my website associated with episode 199 has a video that goes deep into these declining health concerns: frailty, failure to thrive, and geriatric syndrome. So if you want that information, go to PamelaDWilson.com, click on the media tab, then go down to the Caring Generation podcast and search for episode 199. In very simple terms, frailty is experiencing difficulty with being able to walk or physically get around. Frailty can be described as having poor balance, weak muscles, low physical endurance, and low physical activity. Frailty happens when a person does less and less and less. Frailty can be impacted by a variety of health problems: heart or breathing problems, arthritis, diabetes, dementia, cancer, depression, liver or kidney disease. So if your life has changed in any way, making you frail, what can you do to improve your physical strength today? All of the conditions that a person has, which can increase with age, can be a factor for geriatric syndrome, which leads to the question of, why do people worry about an aging parent's health? If a loved one is experiencing geriatric syndrome, there can be frequent trips to the hospital emergency room, admissions to a nursing home for physical rehabilitation, and then a return home. There can be more instances of physically being unable to care for oneself. Activities like bathing, dressing, going to the bathroom, brushing teeth, cooking meals. These activities can be very difficult. So what changes are you seeing in a loved one or yourself? Failure to thrive is the next condition that causes worry about an aging parent's health. On my YouTube channel, you can search for the video called "What Does Failure to Thrive Mean for Elderly Parents?" I'll also put a link below in the podcast show notes to this video, so scroll below, scroll on your podcast app, and look there. Failure to thrive is that thing we discussed earlier in general that gradually happens over time, specific to health of elderly persons, and issues that one may not notice until it has gone farther than one would like. Failure to thrive can relate to frequent infections like urinary tract infections, colds, pneumonia. Frequent falls, balance problems, hip fractures, pressure ulcers on the skin, losing weight, and poor nutrition are also symptoms of failure to thrive. All of these aspects can lead to individuals being unable to take care of their daily needs or continue living independently at home. Regardless of whether you are a caregiver or the person who needs care, be attentive and vigilant to your physical and mental health. Changes in habits or daily activities can be so gradual, you may not notice them until they become a big problem. When to worry about aging parents' health is when you start to notice any small change. The same applies to caregivers who must be attentive to their minor changes. This means noticing anything different from before that continues. Be curious. Investigate these changes and the cause of the changes so that you can continue to act early, to be proactive so you don't have to worry about your health or the decline or downhill spiral of an aging parent's health. I thank you so much for being here. This is episode 199. If you find this podcast helpful, please like it and follow it on your favorite podcast app. Your participation through likes and follows and even comments help the show reach more people throughout the world who are looking for hope, help, and support for their health or as a caregiver for aging or elderly loved ones. I'm Pamela D Wilson. I'm a caregiving expert, advocate, and speaker on the caring generation. If you want to learn about me and the support available on my website, go to PamelaDWilson.com. You can also look in the show notes. I look forward to being with you again soon. God bless you all. Sleep well tonight. Have a fabulous day tomorrow. And enjoy each day until we are here together again.
Tune in each week for The Caring Generation with host Pamela D. Wilson. Come join the conversation and see how Pamela can provide solutions and peace of mind for everyone. Here on Pamela D. Wilson's The Caring Generation.